What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, Mr. Unstoppable, again with another video. As y'all can see from the thumbnail, if y'all clicked on this, today I'm going to be talking about why motivation is a trap, all right? Every time, well, a large percentage of the time when I ask people, like, why don't they work out, or like, why did they fall off of their fitness journey, things of that nature, they always say, I don't have any motivation. I need motivation. I don't have any motivation, okay? So the reason why motivation is a trap is because motivation is not set up for you to use it for your entire life, for your entire journey. All right. Motivation, excuse me, is something that you use at the beginning when you first start, because motivation is just a feeling, right? It's a feeling. And as we all know, as you know, feelings come and go. So if you're relying on a feeling to get you through the entire journey for the rest of your life and creating a fitness lifestyle, that doesn't seem like something that makes sense, right? That doesn't seem something that's doable, because your emotions can change, your feelings can change from one moment to the next. So you can't rely on something that's fleeting like that to get you through the entirety of your fitness journey, or just like making it a lifestyle. I've been working out for the past 14 years. I don't know what motivation is anymore. That's not something that I subscribe to. When I go work out, the days that I go work out, I'm not saying, oh man, by Jolie, I'm so motivated today to go do chest day today. No, we don't. That's not how that works. Anybody that you speak to who lives a fit lifestyle, they don't rely on motivation. There's no such thing as motivation anymore. It's like a drug that you took when you first started, but as you progressed and as time went by, you understand that you don't need that drug anymore. So don't be a motivation junkie. That's what I'm gonna deem that. All right. If you're a motivation junkie, get off the motivation, because it's not going to help you sustain what you're trying to accomplish. All right. In order for you to continue moving forward with your journey, with holding on to fitness for the entirety of your life, you have to rely on something that's a lot stronger than that. All right. Motivation is great for the beginning. Now, don't get me wrong. It is a great tool to use when you first start. But as I said before, it's not something that's going to carry you throughout the entirety of your journey, okay? So use it to your advantage when you first have it. Typically, something happens where you get super motivated. I don't know, it could be anything. You could look at yourself in the mirror finally, or somebody could say something to you and be like, for me personally, what motivated me to get started when I first started was people used to tell me that had gotten fat, but they would say it in like a soft, gentle way. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like, hey man, Twan, you been eating good, huh? Because I remember people used to say that to me. Basically was just saying like, hey man, you're kind of overweight, without saying it directly to me, like, just raw. So after kind of hearing that a little bit, and then I noticed that I had went up my stairs one time and I got winded. And I was like, what the hell is this? So I jumped on the scale, and then I seen that I was 196 pounds. So at that point, that was what clicked for me. That's when I created, so I got really motivated to start working out. But the major thing that happened at that particular point was I told myself that this was unacceptable. All right. So if you can couple the motivation when you first start, or you start back, and then create a standard at the same time, the only thing that's going to keep you going is a new standard that you have made for yourself. When you say to yourself, hey, this is unacceptable, I'm not allowing myself to be this way anymore, that is the only way that you're going to continue to keep going. Because if you don't have a why that is strong, with a burning desire to continue no matter what, when you say, this is enough, I'm tired of my own, then that's when you're going to have a breakthrough. All right. Motivation is fleeting. You can have some trip coming up, where you want to go to Cabo or whatever, and then you're like, all right, I want to look good in this or that. But that's not something that's going to keep you going through the entire time. You have a motivation. You want to get back into, these pants that you used to wear that you love, or you want to fit into this dress, or you want to, whatever the case may be. But if you don't have a strong why that's going to keep you going, you need a different type of fuel when the motivation fades, because it will fade. It will always fade, because it's not meant for you to be utilizing the entire time. You know what I'm saying? It's just at the beginning. It's like if you take a drug when you first start working out. and then you get off the drug, you're not going to have that same type of feeling. So you have to, again, create a new standard for yourself. That is where the magic happens. So if you're going to use motivation, like I said, when you first start, it's a great tool to use at the beginning, but do not hold on to it. It is a trap. Motivation is a trap, okay? If you are saying to yourself, I don't feel motivated to do such thing, that means you haven't created a new standard for yourself to live up to, because it doesn't matter if you're motivated or not. At the beginning, it helps. Yes, it helps, but that isn't what's going to get you to transform your life, okay? It's not about the motivation. So stop relying on that. Don't be a motivation junkie. Don't be sitting to yourself talking about, I can't do it because I'm not motivated, because that's how I hear that voice when people tell me that. Like, of course, I'm not motivated either, but I work out 5-6 times a week. You know what I'm saying? It's not about motivation. What's going to happen is, after a while, repetition, you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. You're creating new habits. You're going to have less friction from you going from where you are to where you want to be. So when you make those changes, you do it in a small way, a very small way. The bigger the jump, the more friction you're going to have, the more pushback you're going to have, because that's just the way that we're built. We like being comfortable. We like being comfortable. We like being accustomed to what we do all the time. We're creatures of habit. So if you got a habit where you, every single day you get off work, you come home, you eat a bag of chips, that's going to be hard for you not to do. If I just tell you, hey, every time you get off of work, no more chips are allowed, you're going to be looking at me like, that's not going to work for you. But if I tell you, hey, only 3 chips, if I tell you you can only do chips 4 or 5 times a week, right? That don't sound like much. It's like, damn, I'm still eating chips 4 or 5 times a week. True, but you're eating it 2 times less than you would normally would. And then if I tell you to decrease it by 1, boom. And then after time, you are able to slide into that new mode, and it takes time. You got to do it in increments. All right. So that's how it works. Stop relying on motivation. Motivation is not your friend. Okay. And it's a drug. Don't be a motivation junkie. Figure out what it is that's going to keep you moving on the days when you don't feel like doing it, because that's where the magic happens. All right. And then you have to get through it, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. You're becoming someone that you haven't been. You're doing something that you don't normally do. You're going to get resistance. Your body and your mind is going to fight you, but you have to keep going. You have to keep going. So make your why so strong and create a new standard for you. Get tired of your own BS, because if you don't, you're going to end up right back where you started. And then you're going to be like, I don't have motivation. And then you have to come back and watch this video again so I can tell you this thing over and over again. All right. And if you need help, you can reach out to me. I got links inside of my bio. You can connect with me on Facebook. The link will be inside the description to this video. All right. Don't be a motivation junkie. And always remember, no obstacle is greater than the power that you have within. And be unstoppable. All right. Peace.